Thank you.
Incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thune believes getting Matt Gaetz confirmed will not be easy. Watch this.
When it comes to Matt Gaetz for AG, obviously there was a House ethics investigation ongoing, and that report was scheduled to come out. He's now resigned. We don't know what's going to happen. Would you say that that report is going to factor into his hearings?
Well, my guess is at some point it gets out there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what that process is at the moment, but you know, these confirmation hearings, they are fairly comprehensive in terms of the vetting process that nominees go through.
I mean, there could be some fireworks here coming up. This is not going to be easy.
No, none of this is going to be easy.
That's for sure. Former Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo joins me now. John, can Gaetz be confirmed in a recess appointment? Can he?
This is an untested area of the Constitution. I don't think the Senate is going to vote to confirm Gaetz. This is putting on my hat as a former general counsel of the Senate Judiciary Committee. All the problems that David Spunt just went through are going to, I think, lose him a lot of votes in the Senate. So what happens under the Constitution is if the Senate goes into a recess, the president is allowed to appoint someone to the office for up to 2 years. The problem is the Senate doesn't want to go into recess. The Senate has been trying to stay open for business essentially for years and years and years because President Obama tried to do this too and appointed a lot of officials when the Senate was not in session. So now President Trump is looking at this new provision that's never been used before, which is if the House and Senate disagree about adjourning, the president can adjourn the Congress, and then that would create a recess. This has never been used before. No one knows, for example, what happened if Senator Thune says, okay, we're going to come back into session right away. We're recess over. Everybody come home and go to work. Nobody knows what would happen if Gaetz was recess appointed during that period, whether his appointment would still be any good. It would actually cripple the Justice Department for 2 years, I think, to have someone in that office who's constantly being challenged as not being properly confirmed to office.
So in your opinion, he should not be confirmed?
Just as if I were senator, I wouldn't vote to confirm him. I also think President Trump here would be making an unforced error to recess appoint him because it would actually slow the kind of reforms he wants to execute at the Justice Department.
Yeah, got it. It seems like all the cases against Trump are failing. Has the judiciary, I'm talking about all these cases against Trump across the board, New York, Georgia, all place else, they failed. Has the judiciary been damaged because these charges were brought?
I think that the state court judiciaries in New York and Georgia have taken a big hit to their reputation, especially the courts in New York City, where you are, the financial capital of the country. People who are investing there, people who are living there, they've got to ask, is the rule of law in effect in New York City? Now, the D.C. courts, the federal courts, I think the outcome was better because the Supreme Court of the United States accelerated the case, took review, granted the president immunity, and essentially tried to shut down the lawfare that was being conducted by the Biden Justice Department and the special counsel. So I think the federal courts came out of it okay. But the New York courts, their reputation has taken a serious hit because of Judge Merchan letting this case go forward, brought by Alvin Bragg, based on tissue-thin accusations, and I think actually serious problems which will lead that conviction to be overturned on appeal.
John Yoo, thanks very much for being with us today. We appreciate your expertise in this. We really do. See you soon.
Thanks, Stuart.
Yes, sir.